Going on? So we about to get right into this. We're gonna play a few things, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna slide right into some commentary. After we do that, we're gonna have we're gonna start letting people join in, you know what I'm saying? And we may have one or two people join us join this session tonight. So let's get it.
Don't see a
See a
single,
single,
just so y'all know, just so y'all know what I looked at.
looked at.
So you don't think
So you
I'm
don't
lying.
think I'm lying.
This is what I
What I
searched.
searched.
I don't
I don't
see
see
a
a single.
and this
And this
is
is
this say CIA.
CIA.
This
This
is
is
from
from
2017.
2017.
There
There
ain't
ain't
nothing
nothing
there.
there.
I don't see
I don't
a
see a
single
single article
from CNN
CNN
or
What's
anybody.
going on?
I don't see.
On time.
I don't see
I don't
anything.
see anything.
I see
You know.
I
nothing.
see nothing.
I see
I
nothing
see
from any
nothing from
major
any
news
major
media
news media
about special
about
forces.
special forces.
None.
Special force.
You know, and
You
I
know,
could
and
put in. I could put in Trump. And this is what
This
pops
is what
up
pops up
right away.
right away.
Trump
Put Trump in
headline
stories.
I bet they're
I bet they're
negative.
negative. I haven't even read them.
Look.
Look.
Mr. Scott Atlas resigned from the Trump administration. This is Scott Atlas, a Trump coronavirus resign. This is the headline news. Put Trump in is negative. But when you put in the CIA and special forces get into a shootout in Germany, you don't see no news. You can't. Somebody said go to DuckDuckGo. Let me go to DuckDuckGo. You see no news. None.
That's crazy.
See special forces. They don't even have a search
for that.
Let's
search for.
Let's go over here. Boom. Let's go to this.
And then nobody searches.
Reports on special forces.
Mm.
Stunning. State that his sources have told him that U.S. special sources impossible to and Delta unit got into a firefight in Frankfurt. It's right here. It's right at the top here on DuckDuckGo.
Right.
But I'm talking about the mainstream media.
That's DuckDuckGo.
I'm talking about the mainstream media. You don't see Fox. You don't see
that mainstream
you don't see
media.
any of the
That mainstream.
None. And what's supposed to happen was there's a server farm of servers
in Germany.
That for some, I don't know how this works, but for some reason, our military went to Frankfurt, Germany to take control of servers that have our election results on it. Somehow they have a contract with the CIA, the same government country. This is the same country, the same government. Our government. There is a firefight between the CIA and special forces.
Special fun.
People die. And the mainstream media is not even talking about it. They're not even talking about it.
Shooting the military and
you know
nobody knows. Nobody knows.
This is why people don't trust the government. You know how crazy that is?
That's exactly why people don't trust the government.
They went to
the military get shooting at
a server.
They own. You don't even know who they own because it's the CIA. That's clandestine doesn't mean you're friends. To me, I thought that was traitors.
We're not even talking about it. It's not
clandestine traitors.
You can't Google and search and find it.
You
got to go DuckDuckGo.
They infiltrate your organization.
People aren't searching this. Listen, let me show y'all something.
And that clandestine never meant.
I just got to make sure no personal information pop up on here. Let me show y'all something. We'll go to Google right now. We'll go to CIA and Special Forces, Germany. This is a search term right there. It comes up as a search term, but it shows you nothing.
CIA.
It's a search term, but it shows you nothing. That to me
That to
tells
me
me that
tells me
people are
that people are
searching
searching
for
for
it,
it,
but
but
they're shortchanging the algorithm. Because if you go to DuckDuckGo, the first
first
article
article
pop
pop
up
up
talking about
talking
this
about
very
this
thing.
very thing.
Yeah.
But if you go
But
to
if you go to Google,
people are searching for it
searching
because it
for it
has a
because it has
search
a
result.
search result.
And you
And
click
you
on
click
it,
on it,
which is one of
which
the
is
most
one of the
popular
most popular
searches,
searches,
but there's
but
nothing
there's
there
nothing there
because they
because they
scrape it off
scrape
from
it
the
off from
internet.
the internet.
I'm telling
I'm
you,
telling
y'all,
you, y'all,
it's
it's
crazy to me,
crazy to me,
man.
man.
It's
Yep.
It's
crazy to me
crazy to me
Insane.
because
because
I
I
don't
don't
understand
understand
one bit
one bit
Mm.
how this is
how this is
happening in our
happening in
country.
our country.
How this is
How this
happening
is
in our
happening in
country.
our
I don't
country. I don't
understand.
understand.
Everybody think it's a
Everybody thinks it's a
conspiracy
conspiracy
theory
theory
when people
when
are
people
pointing
are
out
pointing out
that,
that,
the deep
the deep
state
Getting a few
state
people
and
on here,
everybody's
y'all.
in on it. All the
all
government
the government
entities are in
entities are
on it.
in on it.
Um, you got
You got
CIA
CIA
operatives.
operatives.
All of these
All of
things
these
that
things
people are
that people are
saying.
saying.
Other
Other
individuals
individuals
are trying to say,
trying to
no,
say,
that's not
no,
true.
that's not true.
That's not true.
It's not true.
That didn't
It
happen.
didn't happen.
That's not
It's
happening.
not happening.
Our government
Our
wouldn't do
government
that.
wouldn't do that.
We're
We're
showing you
showing
right
you
now
right
the
now the
complicity
complicity
of our
of our
media,
media,
elected
elected
officials, and
officials,
all of
and
them
all of them
are playing
are
these
playing
dirty
these
games
dirty
together.
games together.
They called
They called
Arizona
Arizona
when people were
when
still
people were still
voting.
voting.
And it came
And it
down
came
to
down to
a few
a few
thousand
thousand
votes.
votes.
How did they
How
call
did they
Arizona
call
so
Arizona
fast?
so fast?
Because they
Because
knew
they
that the
knew that the
steal was
steal was
in.
in.
They knew it.
Knew it.
They wanted
They want Trump out.
Fox
Fox
News,
News,
CNN,
CNN,
Republicans, everybody, they want
they
Trump
want
out.
Trump out.
And
And
if Trump
if
was a
Trump
bad
was a bad president,
if he was
if he
like
was
Bill
like
Clinton
Bill
and
Clinton and he was
doing sloppy
sloppy
joppy in
in the White House,
then
then
I would probably be like, yeah, I get it.
I get
Okay,
it.
he messed up. Okay,
Okay.
the guy
The
messed
guy
up.
messed up.
You can't
You
be the
can't be the
president
president and do that.
If Trump
If
was
Trump was that guy,
then I would be
then
like,
I would be
okay, I
like,
get
okay,
it.
I get it.
But Trump
But
wasn't
Trump
that guy.
wasn't.
Trump has
Trump
been
has
probably
been
the
probably
biggest
the
blessing
biggest
to
blessing to
America
America
in
in
ever.
ever.
The
The
economy
economy has been
the best
the
it's
best it's ever been.
just about.
Just about.
Breaking records in the
Records
stock
in the
market.
stock market.
The
The
Dow hit
Dow hit
30,000
30,000 for the first time
ever
ever
in
in history.
Lowest
Lowest
unemployment for
unemployment
black
for
people.
black people.
Lowest
Lowest
unemployment for
unemployment for Asian people.
Lowest
Lowest
unemployment for all
unemployment
these
for
people.
all these people.
It's like the numbers keep going. Peace
Peace
in
in
the
the
Middle
Middle
East.
East.
Taking the
Taking
embassy
the
to
embassy to
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Like
Making it the capital.
the guy
That's
just
what it
keeps
is.
making it happen. North Korea and South Korea. No
No
wars.
wars.
We go down, but let's go down
Let's
the
go down the
list.
list.
Everything
Everything
he
he
said
said
he
he
was
was going to do,
did it.
he did it.
They said
They said he was a Russian operative.
False.
False.
They tried to impeach him. Didn't work.
Didn't work.
They bring up
They bring up Stormy Daniels and all these other people.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
The man
The
is
man is Teflon Don.
That's why
That's why on our store we got the Teflon Don. Teflon Don.
It's just
It's
falling
just falling off of it.
But all of these
All of
things
these things are happening, ladies and gentlemen.
And Trump is doing
Trump is doing so many positive things.
And yet, what do we have? What do we have? Him getting removed from office. Him getting impeached. No more Trump. Crazy. For what?
For what? A man that's old and senile.
That claim they're going to have peace. They don't want peace in
America.
Every chance they get, they say that Trump supporters are racist white people. They don't want peace in America. Every time you turn around, what are they talking about? White man bad, orange man bad, black man don't need to be accountable for nothing that they do. The world is racist. And they elect the white presidents. America is racist. Racism. We're going to end racism. They elect a white president. No, I don't want
to hear Kamala Harris is
a
minority sister. Why didn't they have another black president
or a
person
of color?
You got black color. You got Mexican color. You got Asian color. You got
all kind of different colors. You can ask somebody from Hawaii. You got all kind of different colors. You had every color in the spectrum except white. And y'all picked a white man to be the president. And you talking about Republicans are racist. Y'all are the ones bashing white privilege, and then you elect old white man to be the president. I just don't. I'm just getting burnt. on the
on the
hypocrisy. The
The
hypocrisy
hypocrisy
is
is
mind-numbing, and
and
people
people
fall for
fall
it.
for it.
My
My
biggest thing is
biggest
that
thing is that
people are
people are
falling for it.
falling for it.
People are
People are
falling for the
falling
fact
for the
that they
fact that they
honestly believe
honestly
Joe
believe
Biden
Joe
had
Biden
more
had
votes
more
than
votes than
Barack
Barack
Obama,
Obama,
the
the
first
first
black
black
president.
president.
Hope and change.
Change.
The dude
The
didn't
dude
have a
didn't have a
blemish on
blemish
his
on his
record,
record,
in
you
the
know, in the
public
public
sphere.
sphere.
Everybody voted
Everybody
for
voted for
Appreciate you for
Barack
coming in.
Barack
Obama.
Obama.
Everybody wanted to
Everybody
see
wanted to
Barack
see Barack
Obama win
Obama win
in
in
2008.
2008.
Everybody,
Everybody,
except people
except people
who
who
were
were
smart
smart
enough
enough
to
to
know
know
that
that
he
he
was
was
a communist.
communist.
But
But
everybody
everybody
else.
else,
But you're
but you're
telling
telling me
that
that
Quid Pro
Quid Pro
Joe,
Joe,
geriatric
geriatric
Joe,
Joe,
creepy Joe,
creepy Joe,
feeling and
feeling
hunching
and
and
hunching and
smelling on
smelling
women
on
all the
women all
time.
the time,
You telling me he
he
is more
is more
popular
popular
than
than
Barack
Barack
Obama?
Obama?
Show
Show
me
me
a
a
book
book
sale
sale
where Barack
where Barack
Obama
Obama
is selling
is
less
selling
books
less
than Joe
books than Joe
Biden.
Biden.
Has never been in history, in his story, that has never been an incumbent president that got millions more votes in his second term and lost the election.
Mm.
That has never happened. Even when Barack Obama won his second term in 2012, he got a significant amount of less votes than he did in 2008. And he still won re-election. And he didn't get Georgia or Arizona. And you telling me this old sleepy, half-dead man who don't have any policy positions. He had no real policy positions. What are you gonna do with COVID? Joe Biden? Well, I'm gonna make sure that everybody wear a mask. And if you wear a mask, then if you wear a mask, then you wear a mask. And then if we wear masks, when we get over it. And then we can be better as a country, right? We just gotta shut down and wear a mask. Well, mother, we already shut down. We already wearing a mask. Where have you been, cuz? Are you asleep? Are you dead? Did they thaw you out? How are you talking about masks? You got to wear a mask everywhere already. To the tunes of you can't go nowhere without wearing a mask.
It was an
Except if you
echo
live in certain
because
states. Well, I don't know, one state, South Dakota. Bro, you got to wear a mask on an airplane. You got to wear a mask in the Admirals Club. You got to wear a mask everywhere. You can't go into not one store. They even got a sign on the cigar lounge. You got to wear a mask in. I say, man, y'all got to be stupid. But you got to wear a mask everywhere. But the key, Joe Biden's policy is that wear a mask and everything's going to be good. If wearing a mask works, and thank y'all for the super chats, I'm going to get to them in a minute. If wearing a mask works, then why are we shutting down? You can't, listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't say shutdowns work and masks don't work. I mean, you can't say, you can't have it to where you say, well, we need to shut down and wear a mask. Well, if we shutting down and people aren't going outside and people aren't intermingling with anybody else, what do we need a mask for? We're not even around each other. Nobody's even going to the stores. You can't even do Thanksgiving with your family. You're in the house. The businesses are closed. What do you need to wear a mask for? Oh, why do you need the social distance? You can't double speak and say, we got to shut down and wear a mask and social distance. Oh, well, then you say, oh, let's lift some of the shutdowns. So mask and social distance work, but no, we got to shut down again because mask and social distance didn't work. And then we shut down for 2 weeks. That didn't work. So if shut down for 2 weeks don't work, masking and whatchamacallit don't work, then shutting down mask and it still don't work because y'all still talking about cases are going up. but people are falling for it. I just can't believe that people are that dumb. We live in a nation of really dumb people. I mean, that's probably why empires collapse, because people are actually dumb. Once the smart people die off, the dummies begin to take over and ruin a whole country. The smart people were our founding fathers. They were the smart ones. Now the dummies are in control. And now we're just dumbing down to being dissolved. Dissolution. I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds right. We're dumbing ourselves down to dissolving as a country. When you got a girl that can't kick 30 yards, go into a football game, do one kickoff at halftime on a team that's 0-7, and they're losing 41-0, and they're celebrating a girl kicking a 30-yard kickoff, and they're not talking about them getting their whoop during the game and going 0-7 and the coach getting fired. Y'all know we lost.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I ain't got no information. Mm-hmm. Good on that part.
Celebrating a girl kicking a 30-yard kickoff,
Yeah.
and they're not talking about them getting their whoop during the game and going 0-7 and the coach getting fired. Y'all know we lost. Y'all know we lost. When you got kids talking about they don't know if they're a girl or a boy at like 7 years old, you know something is wrong. You know something is wrong. And when they're pushing Black Lives Matter in the school system, it's a farce. Black Lives Matter is a farce. Open your eyes. It has nothing to do with black people. I do not understand. It has nothing to do with black people. It has everything to do with a political agenda. Black folks are laying crooked in the street because of gang violence. Every day of the week, I can Google today and find you 5 black people that ain't gonna get no justice, laying in the street bent up. And Black Lives Matter ain't, where they at? Where they at? Somebody search for them. Where's Black Lives Matter? Oh, no Black Lives Matter? Oh, only when cops are involved. It don't even matter if the black man wrong or right. It
What's
just says
going on?
the cop is involved in this situation.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I saw you on. It's been a lifetime. I'm gonna pop in just for a few minutes, for a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been
Working hard, working hard.
I know. Good for you.
New experience. New experience.
So, what do you think about? I don't know. It's such a bit of a crazy dynamic right now.
Man, well, it depends on what you want to start with. I think
Yeah.
everything is you just gotta pay attention. That's all. You gotta pay attention to. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we've been saying already. That just happens and then comes boiling point to when the Republicans sit on their hands. Now we doing all the trying to do stuff now, but I'm like, dang, we doing so much. But at the same time, I mean, we it's a lot of things that need to be allowed to stay as public news. Like the this incident with the CIA having to shoot up with the military and all that stuff for service because they were trying to go in Germany and get some service. So stuff like that, I know it's gonna be mainstream ain't gonna cover it, but you know, a few people died in that incident. You know, so the election stuff and all this corruption stuff is at a bit bigger level than most people can understand. That's that's it.
Yeah, they're not exactly tuned in or plugged in. They're not. And it's
And
really hard to come in. It's really hard for anybody to come in, on one episode because this season has been a lot to take in.
digest.
So I just honestly at this point I've just decided to try to redirect some things because it's easy to see that the media, and you can even see some of the conservative alternatives, even they're a little bit shilly, a little shilly.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's, I mean, but then at the same time, it's, they're not even really, if you give a hypothetical or anything, it just sounds like, it sounds like people have conceded, or they're already speaking about the Biden administration as if that is, they're
Hey,
they're going forward. Then the coverage, the news coverage has to continue. So I understand exactly why they're continuing with it because
oh,
they have to push it.
because they're going to the information about the cabinet pickings right now and all that stuff. That's the new news right now. The cabinet pickings and Biden broke his.
My thing about it is the shadow Obama presidency is what it is. Just bring everybody back. Just copy, paste, and Xerox and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, as much as they can. And I don't, I. But the problem is that I just think that there's just way you cannot clean up corruption with corruption. I just don't. I can't believe in that. And from the fraud to people just want you to pretend like everything's fine. This was the safest election ever. You went from Russia, 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 Russia for 4 years to you can't find an ounce, a, a gram of fraud.
Or
And
or it happens, but it's not enough.
yeah, so I'm just, yeah, I question the integrity of the entire system. It's
Yeah,
at this point, to me, we're beyond a Republican
yeah.
Democrat
Everybody's
vision
saying the same thing
now.
right
This
now
is
that's paying attention. Everybody's saying the exact same thing. They're saying it. B. Tatum and Tucker Carlson said the exact same thing on the exact same night.
what?
Tonight. They both one had a show and one had a live stream, and they both just happened to say the exact same thing, and that exactly what you just said. That the Democrats and Republicans, they got so much money, they got so much, like, they get 40 years of dealing with each other, and 50 years and 60, 70, 150 years of being in the chambers.
I just honestly, I don't.
It's stuff that
To
we
me,
don't
this is
know
not
and
sustainable. I
understand.
don't think. I mean, in the people don't say this anymore, but what is it? The
It
term that
ain't.
the
It ain't
crap hits the
sustainable.
crap should have hit the
It hits the
fan
fan.
long
When the shit
before
hits the
now.
fan,
It should have
so we can figure it
DJ.
out.
It should have hit the
Because
fan
now
a
it starts
long
thinking
time
and
ago.
smelling.
I think
Mm-hmm.
it should have hit a long time ago because this is not sustainable. Is
It
what
should have. It
you
should
know.
have hit with Obama, because that was our literal depression. So we should have felt it with that. We should have felt it because if the role was reversed, and Trump had the same coin, and we went through the depression with Trump. That kind of depression, which is different than this one, is the only thing we lack now is paper towels and toilet tissue. Other than that, we was fine, you know. But people are not realizing that now. Just like the amount of children who passed away from the so-called uh, sweet and sour sniffles. Let me say it like that. From the sweet and sour sniffles, let's say children, what like in California, what one? And you're talking about out of millions or over millions, you know, out of the whole bundle, what about from 300 and something thousand people infected, you only got 103 from tonight, unless somebody dies tomorrow, or 104. So statistical uh the statistical possibilities also tell us we need to go back to school. If that's the amount, it's obvious that it's a 99.5% to a 99.8. Like that's what it is.
Well, I'm telling you, this has been, I think that people have, they have exhausted everyone. The media has, the election cycle alone the election cycle lasts longer than a year. The election cycle started 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
And people are tired, and they're tired, they're fatigued. This is election fatigue. And can I say I blame anybody for, I think people are more frustrated than they are fatigued. And frustration, you can become fatigued from frustration.
Hmm.
And I don't really see an end, an end to this. Not a good end. I don't. I just we can't. This cannot continue to go on. And I'm saying the Republicans are not what they appear to be. Look at Kemp. Georgia is a mess.
Mess.
You know, I'm just telling you. I mean, I have to change a little bit of course on, even I'm changing a little bit of course myself, because we cannot, we're no better than the Venezuelas and the Cubas of the world.
That's exactly what I said
If,
five
if, if, if,
podcasts ago. We turned into a banana republic. We doing the same thing.
but my thing is, but for how long? See, that's what I'm saying.
Until
This is where
until
people talk about, if they follow these machines, if they follow the trail from these machines back further than this, I think you would find that these things have been going on. Stuff has been going on for years. And I think they pay people off. They give them hush money. What are they giving the homeless $2 or $3 to shut them up, to fill out this ballot?
for that.
It's just
Yeah, yeah,
really, it's
that's definitely
pretty
going on. That's not
bad.
even.
You could probably create a Google, a Google survey, and it'll be more secure than what
Mm,
we've got going on. I'm telling you, a lot of people are probably, if they don't do anything about this, it's going to be I know, without whether they do or not, it's going to be the last election for a lot of people. Nobody's going to keep buying into this.
no,
What
it's
do
gonna
they
be.
call it? The jig is up.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken in every pot. I'm serious. I mean, it just make we all look like to me, we look like, it looks like everybody has egg on their face right about now, even the lefties. Everybody's got some egg on their face.
Mm-hmm.
The joke's on us.
Pretty much.
And I don't know. I saw where, I think Tucker called Tucker called out somebody, called out a Republican earlier this summer, and I didn't know he had done that. And I just noticed how he kind of, and I'm like, I just totally lost. I lost, that guy lost so many points with me. I just saw it this evening that I didn't realize that he was taking contributions, that Google was one of his top contributors. But then when you get
Google.
those,
Yeah,
yeah,
the censorship Google.
yeah, but you claim you're out here fighting for censorship of
You sound just like
conservatives,
me. Yeah.
but that he was like, well, if they want to give me money of their own free will, I'm not gonna decline it. I'm just gonna take it. I'm still gonna do my
Okay,
right.
Mr. Wiser. At least Dan Bongino is top is a top share owner of Parler, and you're not. You're the opposite. See, if you should support something that you are on in value, and you know what I'm saying, and you
These
actually
people are so full of it. Their
come
eyes are
on, man.
brown.
Oh, I'm just gonna take the money because
Well, he told Tucker Carlson that. He told Tucker Carlson that. But the thing was, Tucker put the, holding his feet to the fire and said, hey, what has Congress ever done about what's going on with Jack Dorsey and these CEOs, CEOs and Zuckerberg and whatnot? Well, I'm trying to do this and this, and what we need to be doing is make sure Trump gets reelected, and he was like, well, how does any of that matter if you can't control people that are doing the disinformation, the network, the major sources of disinformation
Mhm.
out there? So he totally filibustered and never answered the question directly. So it was a work of art, actually. You see the work of politicians, and I'm just thinking, if your mouth is moving, you're lying. I don't believe you would lobby or rally lobby for them to lose their 203 protections, and they're your second top. They're your second highest contributor for your campaign.
Hmm.
Dude, please. All these people, most of these people are
Top donors,
compromised.
top donors, and it's just like a
That's
politician.
why they've been in the office, just like you were saying.
A politician is just like a museum. A museum is built by donors, people who are willing to dump millions of dollars into one specific area for various goals, not just one. And then those various goals could go intertwined in all kinds of ways, and then it ends up some mess, depending on the individual that they dump the money into, they can handle it or not. And when it comes to people like Biden, he can't. It's obvious people that know they can't handle it, but they got so many donors that they cushion them when they fall. Like the media, is a cushion. They donate you, they're in your pocket. That's like a drug dealer that bought the block. So I come on the block, I own the whole block, even if the only way that I'll play your commercials and all that stuff is if you paying your chip, you know. So and that's how it
Well,
is.
it's
If
funny. I will tell you something. I was watching this
buying the
clip.
whole internet, if they buying the whole media, that's the block. And then if we have to literally, one thing that Dan Bongino said that I realized was he said legally, this is where conservatives got it messed up at. It's actually legal to only play one perspective. It doesn't mean it's right, but it's legal. We think it's treason and it's actually legal, and that's the thing that we don't understand about intelligence. They can be operatives pushing what we also know as propaganda, but propaganda goes into the intelligence community as well, which we forget about it until we realize communists and socialists. So we can't forget about it with us, because then it'll be like we're not doing nothing about it eventually, you know. So
Well, the thing I can echo from one of Brandon's assertions, he was saying this is why people don't trust the government, i.e., the politicians either. That that's why people are not trusting them, because it's all deals and supplying the grease they got to supply the grease to keep each other going, and they've got
mm-hmm.
to supply the grease to keep their seats. See, that's what I'm saying. I think the danger in this election was, once you get all these people back, once Trump goes out there and, oh, he's a great guy. Oh, what a strong fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. After you do that and get all of these people back in their seats, they're ready to cut the mooring line on you, man. They all want to go back to the way things were, where they're telling lies and rubbing shoulders, and making their money. So I mean,
They're doing
he's
like this,
messed up
man.
your.
Hey, we're gonna give him a good deal, man. They're gonna be doing one of them
He's
in our
turned
face, winking,
he turned over the
hands
the
behind their
money
neck, and
changing
fingers
table.
crossed. I might as well do a political caricature of the founding fathers with their fingers crossed behind their back, and then they nudging each other at the same time, because that's what we're living in. Lies to your face, pissing on you and telling you it's right. All this.
Sad. I'm gonna be honest, DJ. It's very.
Stabbing you and
This is
telling you I'm your
very
friend. Like,
disturbing. Very disturbing.
crazy.
And
Hey, I'm about to play a little short piece of this, and then
okay,
I'm gonna
go
have some
for it.
comments.
With a black man,
What do you say?
right or wrong? Oh, Black Lives Matter are protesting over there. Oh, they burn their own buildings. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. What did Black Lives Matter accomplish since its inception? What? Name it. Somebody name it to me. What have they accomplished? Nothing.
Crazy.
Way back in Trayvon, they were talking about police brutality, and he wasn't even killed by a police officer. Police brutality. Okay, police brutality is at its worst, right? According to y'all. So y'all didn't do nothing. Nothing happened. Y'all didn't accomplish anything. What did your boy that taking a knee like a softie,
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick, what did he accomplish? What did he accomplish? What did Colin Kaepernick accomplish? Can I get nothing for 300? Nothing. Nothing.
You got it, B. Tatum.
And now what they want to do? Abolish the police. They want to abolish the police. Just like they want to abolish ICE. You know how stupid that is to say you want to abolish ICE? You want to abolish ICE. You know
I'm about
how
to take the ICE course.
sound. You want to
are?
abolish the police. It sounds so stupid that they said, let's change it to
It
defund
just
the
costs
police.
a certain amount of money. About
Defund the police is a fancy term on saying take all the
$25.
funding from the police so they will be dissolved and we can put it somewhere else. That's what defunding the police is. But it's so stupid that they want to back away from that term and say, no, we just want to reallocate funds. Well, you just need to say reallocate funds. You say defund.
That's training.
There is funding and defunding.
Less de-escalation training.
You didn't say defund some of the police. You said defund
the police.
If you have no money and you want to help a department, they start at zero. You fund them.
Right.
And if you want to get rid of it, you defund them and they dissolve. That's exactly what they want to do with the police department. Defund the police. And then the first people they call in are the police. These people are crazy. Has nothing to do with Black lives. Has nothing to do with Black lives. If Black Lives Matter was about Black lives, then they will be focusing on education. They will be focusing on not having Black women going to the abortion mill more than any other race. Why, Brandon? Their body, their choice. But when you do that, you're not populating the United States of America.
You're depopulating.
And if you're not repopulating after you kill each other, then that means that your population number goes down, which means that your vote count goes down, means that your involvement in American policy go down, meaning that you don't mean to this country anymore.
You're not. It's indispensable.
You know who ain't going to the meal? Hispanic people ain't going to the meal.
Thank you. They keep having
as many kids they can, legal or illegal.
They have 30% population.
Black folks
still what?
Gonna be sad because give it another 5 or 6 years, and they don't care about nothing. They don't care now, but they really ain't care about nothing you saying. It's
they're over
it's
twice as
Latino
us.
matters.
And they're not even
Latino matters.
It's
That's what's going to happen. And you know,
it's becoming a takeover because they
the Latino
have
people
so much
be coming from a good place,
family,
so
and then they buy
get things to actually happen for them. They're not going to be twerking in the street protesting. Latinos going to get people citizenship.
Thank you.
Latinos are going to get streets and grants, and they're gonna have the best education in their communities, where you Negroes going to be run out.
They're doing it now.
They're not
The
going to. They're
Latinos are going to
not
do
going to
that.
exist
They are not
because
going to the
as
mills.
long as it continues
They are
the way
not
that it
taking birth
is.
control. I'm saying generalizing, giving the population
I
growth
grew.
of
I literally
Hispanics in
grew up
America.
in
And when I was growing up, people used to make fun of
in
Mexican
the
people.
and the
Used to make fun of
Mexicans
Mexican people.
ended up
Believe it or
owning
not, white people ain't the only people that's
places where
racist
we used to
or
tear it up.
prejudiced. That's
We
more of
used
a
to tear
prejudice
it
thing.
all up. Not we, but
People, we make fun of Mexican people.
facts.
Why?
They used to
Because
tear
they
it
got
all up,
50
and they'll
kids
just buy
and they all in one house.
it.
Across the
Mm-hmm.
street from my grandmother's house, it
Yep.
was a bunch of Mexicans in the house. It's probably 5 families in there.
Yep.
5 adults with families in
Mm-hmm.
a little house that's a 2-bedroom. And that thing is probably 600 square feet. And you know what? They got 5 and 6 cars parked up in the yard. You know what? They go to work every day. They provide for their family. And then what do? They buy that house and then they get another house.
Put
And then
all
the
the
family
money
move
together.
out and they move some of them to the other house.
Mm-hmm.
Before you know it, they got 5 houses on the street.
Exactly.
5, they own them. You know what my grandmother does? She's
Latinos own the
renting.
biggest
They finally
property
probably
in
paid
my
off their
neighborhood.
house now because
Big,
my grandfather got his VA check because
biggest.
they had to pay him back pay because of his disability in the military, and they
All
waited
right.
50 years to give him what he deserved. So 50 years of back pay is probably pretty significant. But black folks they ain't owning nothing on that street. Hispanics own the whole street now. I remember growing up, there was a place called Town Center in Fort Worth, Texas. Town Center Mall. It was a black mall. And I remember there was a shootout in the movie theater when me and my daddy and my brother was in there watching the movie. They shooting in there, we ducking. Now it's called Fiesta. It ain't Town Center anymore. It's Fiesta. That used to be where black people used to be. Now it's all Hispanic. Are you catching the drift?
Exactly.
That was the time that black people were
Why are they trying to
prosperous
give
before.
citizenship to all these DACA recipients? Are you catching the drift, black people?
Well, ask the
Because
ones
they
who
don't care
voted
nothing
for
about you.
Biden.
Name a policy that's on the Democrat platform, other than saying, "Here, little Negro, here, Negro,
Crumbs.
here's a black
Stuff
vice
we always been
president for you
talking about for
Negroes.
years.
You
Crumbs.
happy? Okay, you're happy. We don't give you no policies. And matter of fact, we're gonna pick the black person that disenfranchised
No, they
black people
give
the
them.
most,
You know what
and we're
they're
gonna pick
doing?
the white president that
You,
disenfranchised black
you
people
know
the
what
most.
they're doing? You know what they're giving black people? Have you noticed how many black people are in these
Motion.
commercials?
Yep.
They're dripping with black people in commercials. So is that the consolation prize now? Oh, here you go, little pet darky. We'll put you in our commercial. Let me
Oh
pet you
yeah.
on the
Oh yeah.
head.
Oh yeah.
That's not a money make. That's not a profitable. Uh, that's not that's not an investment.
That's not doing nothing for the community.
That's not you're not gaining anything by doing that. So you throw a bunch of people in some commercials and some bad commercials at that. Okay, can you just
Sprite.
they've some bad commercials, bad products, bad, commercials. This is not the commercial age or culture. The 80s, the 70s and the 80s were the years that people were really establishing brand. That's
Mm-hmm.
not what's going on now. You don't even remember commercials as much anymore because they're not a staple in our in culture anymore in just American culture. No,
They don't mean as much.
no, they're devalued. So it's just like everything you're given, all these little consolation, these miscongeniality prizes, you're still not a winner.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a winner. You're not even number two because the Hispanics are going to be elevated to the next to the level above you. So where are you with all this? That's what I'm saying, DJ. With all this social justice and social engineering that they're doing, black people are still on the bottom.
And MSNBC is owned by a Hispanic because I used to work there.
Really, I didn't know that.
Exactly. And the same headquarters studio shares the same studio as Telemundo.
Oh wow. Well,
Yep.
yeah,
And the
I'm
same
picking up
exact
on it.
giant studio. So now you know the drift. Hmm.
Well, see, that was it. The
They're here.
commercials.
Nothing we can do. It literally was a document in our government called the Invasion of Mexico of 1990 something. I'm about to look it up, but it happened when they tried to come over here and own the whole North America because they realized that they lost land in Texas and New Mexico. or they wanted to say, you know what, we're basically Native Americans too, and we could just come over here and do the same thing. So, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm mad at them, but eh,
It's
I
just
was
pathetic.
born
If
here.
you're not,
You
if
know what I
you're,
mean? I was born here.
yeah, you're right.
I can't go to your land and just live there because I'm part Native American. Y'all kill me. Y'all chop my head off or something.
If you're not in a position where you are either growing, you're earning, and you're growing wealth, this is nothing. And have you heard a thing? Have you heard a damn thing? That's my first belligerent word
Yeah.
on your show. Have you heard a
Hey,
damn thing
it's
about?
going. It's going.
Have they called Ice Cube back for have the Democrats called Ice Cube or BLM to implement their place on the agenda yet?
Oh yeah. He was talking about that today. He was a post about that today. Just because
Hello?
yeah. Can you
Shit balls.
are we here?
Oh, I think I made a doozy.
What, you done muted yourself? Still here? Yo.
Uh-oh, sorry, that was my fault.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, but to me it doesn't, it's just not all the begging and the pleading and the self-destruction. I just don't see. I just, it's really bad. It's a really bad time. And I don't know, DJ, they got about what? They got about 2 weeks. What is it, before the 14th, before they vote? I don't know.
Hmm.
Do they have, see, does anybody know? I know everybody keeps, giving hypotheses and stuff, but does anybody know how much time do they actually have to present the evidence, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how much time do they have before the 14th?
Well, from every how much time? Me being in law enforcement, know how to work. And whatever they put as priorities, what are they gonna put forward? The biggest problem right now is having the Supreme Court to push it in is fast enough. We don't have time on our side, and that's the only thing. Me knowing how judges are,
Yeah, well, see, see, now you're making
if
me
they
think of
don't
another
care,
question.
and we don't have the legislative body, and it's not split to us versus them,
So,
then we
so yeah, so that's what I'm
don't have
asking
enough
is,
time.
will it shut down? Will it be shut down if
But
it's not presented by the 14th? Or are they going to just keep going all the way until, but try to get done before,
inauguration,
inauguration? So that, isn't it crazy? Is this bizarre to you? This is
let
bizarre.
yeah, it's bizarre. Um, what did they do with Gore with Al Gore and Bush? What happened with that shit?
I don't even remember. I don't even
I can't
remember.
remember it either. That's why I
It's
asked. I'm
just
like,
that was, I
did
remember it.
anything
I
happen
remember
with
it
Al
happening, but then I don't remember the details.
B. Bush?
But I think that this is so much worse than that. You know what I mean? I think this is so much.
Yeah, of course, because it's in your face. It's people dying for getting service based on our election. That never happened. I don't remember that happening. You could look it up and find that out. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't.
that's probably not a bad idea. But like I said, I think that because all of these lower courts are partisan,
Exactly.
or either they're corrupt, they're just corrupt. They've
Well,
all been
so
paid off.
like we say, all that money. Yeah.
So
Right.
like, who's paying you? Who's paying you? You know, uh, yeah. I just, yeah, even some of the conservatives that I listen to, that I tune into, I'm just thinking, okay, are you guys playing devil's advocate or shilling devil's advocate?
You're right. I'm
It's
like,
pretty
man,
chilly. It's pretty chilly outside.
I
Not,
think
baby, it's cold outside. It's chilly outside.
Oh
I hope
man,
nobody else is listening to this.
I don't think nobody over this.
Oh
I'm
my
about to
God.
say, oh, you reminded me of Jesse just hitting them song.
Oh my, I don't have a real voice now. Jesse just goes, Jesse just, you want to hear my best Jesse impression? It'll
Yo,
be,
that's Jesse.
it's like, he goes, Georgia on my mind.
My Georgia, amazing, amazing.
I mean, he's back on YouTube, and I've missed like a whole week or so. So I need to
Yeah,
get back
same
on
here,
there.
same here. I listen to him so much. Yeah, the only reason why I miss him that much is just because of work. I can't. My
But you know what? We had a good time on Halloween. He was,
mm,
with that little interview that they were
yeah,
doing.
man,
He was
yeah,
like, he was like,
constant.
he was like, Sa, stop. Don't talk to the audience. Sa, be quiet. Sa.
He was shutting them down, nah, because he was trying to basically fight with the audience. That he wasn't. He got to shut that
He's
down.
like, don't talk to the audience.
Put his hand down. Was like, nah, it's not about to.
It's,
Nah, you're not about to come in my
it's so
midst.
funny. Yeah, but that was a fun show. But yeah, but Jesse is. I gotta check in. I'm gonna check in. Be sure to check in tomorrow with him and see what he's talking about.
Nah, he talking about the same thing we talking about. Only because I
Well,
watched
I think he's sick
down,
of people are sick of the
you know.
Republicans. People are
Big
really
still,
tired.
man. It's
People are
just
talking about he's sick of these people are totally digging into these Republicans, but see, they're silent. They were silent at the beginning of this pandemic. They were silent mouse.
yeah. We
You
was
didn't
saying
hear
the same thing.
anything
We was
about
sitting there. That's the difference. The Democrats don't have a name for their traders. We call our traders rhinos. They don't have a name. They don't have a name for people who just sit on their hands and act like a Republican but doing Democratic policies. I mean, you just want to see you probably somebody's cousin. We don't necessarily know you as a party as far as the majority and what we push. We as far as the conservative view, we may look at you as Republican because if you do something for 2 3 years, it may go by, but then you can push in some out of nowhere, and then we're like, oh, whoa, where this come from? That 3 years ago you was over here, and today you want to be over here.
Yeah, I really don't. I think these people are paper thin. Like there's this hair thinning going on there because you every now and then I caught what was it Lindsey Graham? They caught him huggy with Dianne Feinstein, but she stepped down not
Mm-hmm.
too long ago. So I'm just thinking these people are so
What of it?
well the people used to call them two faced. These people are two faced. You don't know which face you're gonna get. And this was a situation where you couldn't afford to have that. You couldn't afford to have that many faces going on.
Right.
Uh,
And about to
because it
play a
was just
little
too
bit of
much.
this.
It was too much at stake. So they probably all got a lot of money to be quiet. Is what they did. Like just because did you was it you that showed that scene where the Republicans were told to get out of the room? I'm like, okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
did you have to leave? Why didn't you call the cop and say make me leave? Until you bring the cops here to remove me, I'm not leaving. You know what I mean?
I mean, legally, that's what I would have did if it's my job.
If you had the right to be there,
If it's
why
my
would you let
job,
them tell you to
my
leave?
literal job. I mean,
That's like one party rule is what they have submitted to.
a little bit beyond that, one party rule, because
And that's already the case in places like California and New York. It's so corrupt that
each city
you need a
state,
shovel. You better start digging just to break the first tier down.
So, you know, I'm telling you, this is, I'm not saying which way it's going to go, but I'm just saying right now, they walk lockstep, they walk hand in hand, and they've had people all from all over the world, I think, contributing to this operation. This was an operation to me.
Oh, it was planned from within.
Holy mackerel.
I might rename the title "Planned from Within." I'm about to play this clip right here. It's a short clip, and then we'll have a commentary after this, and it'll be based on exactly what we're talking about. It's funny that you even mentioned that.
I smell rat.
Like, follow, share, and subscribe. Anybody who's here watching, appreciate you. Prayers to all those who are watching.
This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. What's up, y'all?
Right.
Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And you know what? I'm about sick and tired of this lockdown.
Well,
I
DJ,
done had
let's
it up
see.
to here, man. Up to here, up to here, up to here. I wish I had a stretch Armstrong arm to show you how much I've had it up to here. My arm just won't give it justice. But all of the politicians that's been telling us, get your butt in that house, all are hypocrites. That's what really bothers me about this whole thing. They've been caught so many times violating all of their own lockdown and all of that stuff. We had Gretchen Whitmore, you know, the wicked Witchmore, Gretchen Witchmore up there in Michigan. Her hubby decided to go try to take his boat out and then, you know, pull his weight with his wife. You know, he was exercising, I guess, that Democrat husband politician privilege. You know, you gonna let me take my boat up. You gonna, don't be looking at me. You know who my wife is. You know, and all she could do is come out and say something stupid, like what was an attempt at a joke, a failed joke. You got, let's see, Nancy Pelosi. So I creep, yeah, get my hair done on the down low. Nobody's supposed to, yeah. She went and get her hair done, no mask. But yet when she gets busted, she blames the lady. Man, she set me up. Yeah, okay. Like she was plotting and hooking up that camera the whole time. Like, sorry, now Nancy's coming in at what time? Yeah. Then you have the dude up in Illinois, the governor, who telling everybody, you gonna stay your butt in the house. And then he sent his wife off somewhere on a plane and then was offended when folks would ask, you know, I mean, aren't you worried about the fact that this might look hypocritical? Hey, you know what? Family's off limit. Don't you be asking about my wife. I ain't got to tell you nothing. You have the one mayor, I think he's in Virginia, the black dude, right after the riots. Now, he done canceled everybody else's business because they was just about to drop their cheese and open back up. He cancels that a couple days prior. Then gets seen out with a bullhorn. No mask, out there just passing all of those corona crumbs around on that bullhorn. Nothing. No criticism, backlash from the funky media. None of that. Let me see who else. We have the Denver, I guess he's the governor of Denver. Yeah, telling everybody, stay your butt home. You better stay your and get back in that house for Thanksgiving. Don't be traveling, seeing your family. And he gets his butt on a plane and goes to see his family. Okay. We got Gavin, the nuisance, that dude out there in California. All right, listen, if you're going to have people over, only have a limited amount. Make sure you're 6 feet away from each other. And in between bites, put that mask back on. But yet, guy's caught out there celebrating a birthday party and then came out with a sorry, response. We all are human. We all are growing, making mistakes. You know what? You don't have the right to make mistakes like that when you are telling folks how to live their life. And I'm talking about not just good advice. These are demands that you're trying to get folks to support and back you up legally if people don't comply. You got Governor Beetlejuice up there in Chicago telling everybody, get your butt now. You better get in there. Don't make me put this Beetlejuice hand on you. Say my name 3 times. Bitty,
You
I come on out
know?
on you. So Mayor Beetlejuice up there in Chicago. Yeah. Tell everybody get your butt in the house. But then what? She's celebrating Joe's alleged victory out there in the audience with the bullhorn. Mask all the way down here.
Masked off.
You got Diane Funky Fine, got caught in the airport, no mask. You got all of these bootleg politicians that are abusing their power. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're doing it and they're saying, just how far can we go with this? How much little teeny bits of their rights we can just kind of shave off the sides to where they don't really know it. It's a slow burn. That's what it is. And one day you wake up and go, man, when did we wake up in a communist slash, tyranny slash fascist government system here?
Right.
Because they didn't do it all at once. They just started poking you, messing with you a little bit, seeing how much you can say, what's your tolerance level, all of that stuff. And it starts with these masks. I can't get nothing. I can't go in the store no more. I mean, I go in with my head down, hoping I can get past the masked police to catch me. And I'm so tired of it. How long is this going to last? And I have a couple questions that maybe nobody is entertaining because I'm thinking, since this whole virus came out,
there we go.
What happened to all the rest of the viruses? Did they all take backseat to this one? Did they say, oh man, Corona's the new kid on the block, it's the big dog? So I guess the flu, since we've been around for centuries and our record is undisputed. Right now we didn't kill so many folks we only keep count no more. But you know what? We're gonna go ahead and let the new young boy on the block have his way. We're gonna sit back and let Corona do its thing. Because I'm not hearing any cases of any other viruses except Corona. So my question, did they take a break? Are other viruses spreading as well? If folks are catching Corona like this, shouldn't the flu also be spreading like this? Heck, the flu done mastered the way to spread. And yet,
Literally.
Corona, I guess, done
It had
updated
enough
it.
time to
Dude, you
create
don't know
the
how to spread
intelligence
properly.
through
Why?
DNA
We do.
to
So
spread.
nobody's giving
It
us
then
no
become a
data
super bug.
on these other viruses. Why I say
Corona's
should
new.
take a back seat at this point. I got some questions about that.
Quote
And
unquote.
one little thing that gets under my skin is
Allegedly.
I don't know what you look like under those masks. I don't know if you a bank robber, stagecoach robber. You can't even see nobody or meet nobody. Some folks you can look through the mask and tell they're ugly. When you ugly with your mask on, you really ugly. You got I ain't even got to see her face or his face to know that person is ugly. And then those masked people that you don't even know. You don't know if they're ugly or not. Up here looking all cute and everything, and they slide that mask off, smiling at you. Well, I'm so glad you trusted me to take my mask off because I ain't got no corona. I'm just letting you know. And right then, it hits you. Dang on it, I've been set up by the mask. So, with that being said, I want to get rid of this mess. When does it end? Are we going to be forced to do this for the rest of our lives? I don't know. But anyway, it's just a thought. I had to vent a little bit about all this mess. So God bless y'all. Thanks for watching my video. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Hopefully, this mess.
And you will too. Appreciate y'all for checking in. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Like, follow, share, and subscribe to DJ Vision Bonnet and Black Spring Valley.
Good night, guys. Bye bye.
Peace.